So guys, this is a project and I want you to know the first thing that I always do when I start the Mixdown is headroom. I make sure that my project has headroom. If you see, all my channels are at minus something, but are not at -1 or 2, are at minus 18, 22, 11, 12, you know, always leave headroom. Very important. After the headroom, the next thing that I do is EQ everything, using EQ everything, on every channel, on every sound, everything on everything. Let's see, on these sounds. I use the EQ to boost the low frequencies and the high frequencies. Here I use the EQ to cut low frequencies and play a little bit with the mids. On the mids and yes, on the sides. On this impact, I used EQ to boost some of the low and some of in the mid frequencies. Always use EQ and compression for a reason. Don't do something because you saw someone else do it. Always do it for a reason. Always try to practice your ear to be better. So, after you use EQ on everything, then compression, I don't use a lot of compression, to be honest. If I use compression on something, it has to be a recording that I know for sure that it needs compression. Most of the sounds from Serum Massive are compressed or very distorted, so I don't know. I mean, in today's music we don't usually use that much of compression. But if you feel that you have to do it, of course do it. So, inside the drop, let's have it here. Start by leveling everything after the EQ. After you've done with the EQ, start leveling everything, match the volumes that you think that you should, you know, just fix it. So, in this sound, EQ, and once again EQ. I mean, the thing with EQ is you can take a really crappy sound and make it sound so good if you know how to use EQ. I made it a little bit softer, I made it somehow, you know, to hit you in the head, very forward. I like how I did it. And the same here, EQ, very important. On this sound I used distortion. I have also this group mix of EQ, saturation, OTT and transient shaper. It sounds dope. Let's see. Okay, let's say for example that you did EQ, you used EQ on everything, you did the levels, the volumes on every channel. What I want you to do is go to your drums and play a little bit with the panning on your hats. Like this, 5 at right and 16 on left. That helps your track has bigger image and sounds more big. Okay. And also you can use panning with automation to make your drop a little bit more interesting. For example, let's say you have a machine gun. You can automate your panning with the machine gun, so the listener start listens to the machine gun from here and intends here. You know what I mean. You can do automations and play with your track, but just be careful, be sure of what you're doing. And even if you do a mistake, next time you won't do it. You will remember and you're gonna be better. Okay, that's simple. So yeah, use automation with the panning. Sometimes it's nice. Make sure EQ, panning, and then a little bit of distortion. Make your track a little bit more crispy. Why not? I mean, it's dope sometimes with a little bit more crispness. Like I did here, I used overdrive at 10%. I just want to make my drop a little bit more distorted. I always use mid-side process. What is mid-side process? I hear you asking me. It's an audio effect racked with 2 chains, and in every chain I used a utility. In the mid I used a utility in mono, and in the side I used a utility in the sides. That way I can control perfectly my mids and my sides. Okay, let's say for example, okay, you finish your drop and you feel that your sides are way more up in volume than your mids. You can use your mid-side process here and change that. Change the volumes. That's simple. Once again, EQ, cut the low frequencies that you don't need. And after that, Dimension Expander by X4 Records. It's the dopest VST ever. It makes my sides so good, for real. Dopest VST ever. Once again, a little bit of EQ for the sides, you know, for just small things that I did here. And this is also important, this multiband compression. I hear you asking me where I find this, and the answer is I don't remember. I found it somewhere on the internet and I downloaded it. It's somehow a multiband compressor with settings that help me to control my heights. I mean, listen, without this, how my drop sounds. It makes the high frequencies of my drop a little bit softer, I would say. Yeah, a little bit softer. And this is something that I like, because usually I have problem with my high frequencies because they are too distorted or too loud. But with this one I can control it perfectly. After that, once again a little bit of EQ just to boost a little bit the heights that I cut from this one, and sidechain in the end as always. So remember, levels, EQ, headroom, distortion, EQ again, maybe a little bit of compression, fix your sides, always have your sides in control. You don't want to be you don't want your track sound very flat in mono. You want to feel like big one, you know, with sides, powerful sides, but don't overdo it. Remember, always the mids and then the sides behind. Also, guys, I want you to know, I'm thinking that in the next episode I should show you the mastering for this project. Right now I'm showing you the mixing. In the next episode I'm gonna show you the mastering. Yes. Also, I really hope that all this helps you or gives you a few ideas. Okay? So, this is what I have in the group of a drop: distortion, EQ, dimension, EQ, compression, EQ, and sidechain. It's a small tip, since I can show it to you right now. This is a machine gun, okay? When I did this project, I felt that I had to enhance my machine gun with something. And what did I use? I used just a small kick. Very short one. Very short one. I cut it very short. I mean, the original kick is okay, it's that big. But this is what I used. Just the attack of the kick. Just the attack. I removed frequencies that they were too loud, and I truly believe that I did it so much better with just this EQ. You don't need to have the best EQ in the world. I mean, expensive EQs you can buy for like $100 or something. With just Ableton EQ, you're fine, believe me. You don't have to spend money. EQ, as I said guys, EQ is the most important effect you have to use. I mean, look what I did here. What is that? It was too powerful without the EQ. I used the EQ and now it's better. It fits better in my track. You don't have to. You don't need every single one of your sounds to be so loud and so harsh. That will not help in your track. What will help to make your sounds fit perfectly using EQ. After that, you can use in your mixdown. This is just an effect that I used. I mean, it has nothing to do with the track, but I used it because sometimes I want random sounds to go and in and out of a track all the time. I mean, I do it. I don't know, I just like the whole effect of this one. What else can I show you? EQ. The web mix. In one of my old episodes, I don't remember which one right now. I think I give one of these for free download. You should go and check it. Using Ableton. Using Ableton effects only. I mean, you ain't gonna see this. This is a VST third party, not third party, only native. But it's really useful. Yeah. What else should I show you guys? You always use background sounds. Sometimes it helps the track to glue together. I mean, these are things that you don't have to do when you're making the track. In the mixing, you can think that you want this track to sound a little bit bigger, to sound fuller, you may think that something is missing. Mixing, the mixdown is your chance to fix that, okay? You don't have to make everything when you produce the track. On the group of the drums, I use drum sharpener. It's inside the drum bus. It's a preset of a drum bus, drum sharpener. Just fix a little bit the frequencies. I mean, if you make music at F, just put it on F. Yeah, now it's on F. If you make in G, just put it on G. That's simple. This has to do with the kick. So what was the drums? Oh, let's see what I did on the kick. I used an amplifier. You can listen to the difference. This is the snare. EQ on everything, guys. This is what Mixdown should look like. EQ on everything, compression. If you have vocals, if you have a recording. I mean, if you are not sure if any of your sounds need compression, you can render it and see what it looks like. This one is distorted as fuck. It doesn't need compression. This one, you could use a little bit, but it's not very important. If you see the peaks are very small. The reason we use compression usually is for the peaks. You want to make your sound louder. And this is by compressing the peaks and bring up all the sound. Even this one doesn't need compression, in my opinion. Remember, compression you should probably use in vocals, a recorded instrument, guitar, bass, I don't know. I mean, what I show right now, it's for dubstep, electronic music. Do not take this seriously if you are into something else, okay? I mean, if you are in a band or I don't know. This, what I saw, it applies usually in electronic music. It cannot be applied in something else, okay? So, yeah. So guys, yeah, this is it. Mostly for my mixing, yeah, this is it. EQ on everything, fix your volumes, fix your panning, automate your panning if you think it's gonna help. Automate your EQ if you think it's gonna help. If you think it's gonna help also. Use a little bit of distortion. Process your mid and your side differently. Okay, use mid-side process as I did here. Remember, audio effect rack, 2 chains and the utility inside. Use dimension expander if you have, it's a very dope VST. And what else? Compression if you need it for your high, low or mid frequencies, or I don't care if you think that you need compression or something, just do it. Just don't overdo it. And sidechain. Sidechain actually is the number 2 most important. If you need sidechain to make the track sound perfect, crispy, and have all your elements fitted together. Okay, guys, this is it. I'm not gonna show you anything else. In the next episode, I'm gonna show you the mastering that I did on this project. I really hope that this project helped you, this video helped you.